Probably many of you have been watching, like I have, my friends, the Holy Father here in America. And Cardinal Dolan said at Madison Square Garden at the end of Mass, when he was acknowledging the Holy Father, he said, Papa Francesco, he said, every Mass we pray for you. And we do. Every Mass we pray for Francis, our Pope, in what we call the Eucharistic prayer. And he said, we pray for you at every Mass. Now you are in our midst. And the people broke off for a 5-minute applause. And I thought, what a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to have him in our country, my friends. And as Archbishop Chaput said, Philadelphia has turned into Francisville. Today's gospel is a rather stern gospel, my friends, talking about sin and how we need to deal with it. There was a rather wealthy man who was hiring a chauffeur, and 3 people that he interviewed, he said to them, suppose you were driving me to the edge of the cliff, and he pointed to the cliff kind of near his home. He said, how close to the side could you safely come? And the first driver was interviewed said, I could easily drive within 6 inches of the cliff and not think anything of it. The other man said, certainly within a foot, without you having to worry at all. And the third one said, I wouldn't go anywhere near that cliff. I'd stay at least 6 feet from the edge. Which one was hired? I can hear you thinking, my friends. What's the driver looking for? Or what's he looking for, my friends? Does he want someone reckless or want someone safe? Does he want someone cautious or someone wild? He wants someone cautious and safe. He hired the man from 6 feet from the cliff, right? 6 feet from the cliff. He doesn't want somebody reckless. But it's amazing, the little things in life. And today's talks about sin, and you probably have never heard these, or at least you've heard of it mentioned, the 7 deadly sins. They're not talked about in these terms, but the church has always taught that. Greed, envy, gluttony, sloth, wrath, lust, and pride. All sins fit into that category, and every single one of us in this church have 1 or 2 or even more of these sins in our life right now and have to deal with this. Some of those are more prevalent in our life than others. But there's forms of these that are in every single one of us in this church. Greed, envy, gluttony, sloth, wrath, lust, and pride. There's that old Hindu proverb that says, we do not trip on mountains. We stumble on stones. We stumble on stones, and how true that is. All sin, my friends, starts very, very small. Very, very small. You know, some of them are like gluttony. We all know what that is, food. You know, everything has its beauty. You have a piece of dessert, doesn't it look great, my friends? Nothing like a beautiful pie or dessert. My weakness is chips. There really isn't a chip I don't like, my friends. Some I prefer more than others. But I know that if I buy chips and open it, there's going to be problems. There's going to be problems. It sounds small. It's small until I almost finish the bag. Right, my friends? It's small. 1 piece of cake, no problem. Or lust, my friends. I just want to look at this one picture. One picture. Yeah. And then where does it lead? You know where pornography is today, my friends? How many lives it destroys? How many lives are consumed by it? I just want to look at one picture out of curiosity. That one picture, my friends, gets into our bones. Wrath. Somebody legitimately hurts us. We're hurt. I can't believe what that person did to me. And that becomes our mantra. I can't believe what he did, what she did, what she said. Over and 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 over again. And over again, my friends, that poison starts taking over our life. Where does anger come from? We have a lot of angry people in this world, my friends. Why? Why? Because we let that poison of wrath seep into our hearts, and then we become an angry person. Just one little comment in our brain. I can't believe what he or she did. And then it becomes a mantra that's replayed over and over again. Pride. So much consumed with ourselves, my friends. I'm always right. I'm never wrong. Yeah, we get into arguments. Yeah, you can't be right. It's all about me. Do you think pride's not bursting out today, my friends, in today's family life and in the world today? I can't be wrong. It's not possible. It's not reality. Pride. Do you see how small it starts and then it consumes? And that's why they're called deadly sins, my friends. The space probe Mariner, bound for Venus several years ago, headed off course, and the whole project had to be destroyed. It was an $18.5 million project in a rocket. But the rocket that responded was caused by a little error by the flight computer programmer. You know what he forgot to do? And anybody that was schooled in the early 80s like I was, my friends, know this when you're programming. A little comma makes all the difference in the world. It's called a syntax error. A little syntax error caused an $18.5 million rocket to go off base. Just one little glance, just one bag of chips, just one little thought. Look what he did to me. See what it does, my friends? See what it does? William Rogers Johnson said the only time his father talked to him about sexuality was this. His father said to him, "Sex was started by Adam and Eve and has been around ever since. But each generation that comes along thinks they are the ones who discover it." And then he said to his son, "Watch it. It is stronger than you. It is stronger than you. Watch it." And that's what sin is, my friends. It's stronger than us. And that's why Jesus is using this language. Because once it gets in, we have to do tremendous work to get it out. Your hand, cut it off. Or your foot, or your eye. And that's what Jesus is saying. The work that it takes to get it out is brutal. Is brutal. And that's why you and I have to look at our lives, my friends, and attack these things when they're small. Because when they take life in within us, something needs to be removed to get it out. Viktor Frankl, a Nazi concentration camp survivor, in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, some of you have read it, probably a lot of you have heard of it. He wrote this: "We who lived in concentration camps can remember the men who walked through the huts comforting others, giving away their last piece of bread. They may have been few in number, but they offer sufficient proof that everything that can be taken from a man but one thing: his freedom. His freedom to choose his attitude or to choose his own way." And I thought, how true, my friends. We have a freedom. That of freedom, which comes with a great responsibility. May we choose the way, my friends, to rid and eliminate all those sins that are in the life of each one of us.